Hi, my name is Armida. Welcome to my channel. This is a part 2 of me working on a wispy, colorful cloudscape. I'm calling it my wispy cloudscape right now. That's just what I'm calling it because it's very wispy. A lot of blending, a lot of brush strokes and stuff. Well, if you're new here, I am a cloudscape, cityscape oil painter specializing in these rainbow, colorful sunsets and stuff. And that's just what I do. And we're really cranking out a lot of paintings right now because I have a solo exhibition coming up. At least at the time that I'm filming this, this exhibition is a week away from me having to install it. For you guys, it's already opened. Woo! That's exciting. But for me right now, it's crunch time. It is crunch time, and that's why this is day 4 of working on this painting. And yeah, I'm just really trying to crank it up so that I can show it at this exhibition, which will be great to have another painting featured. Because even though it's not like the biggest of gallery, this exhibition will be, but still I think it's better to have way too many paintings than like barely any. And I was like, oh, I have some extra time before I install, so let's work on this. So just as a little recap, on day 1 we mostly just mixed the main paint that I was going to work on for like this painting, and then we kind of just did like a big gradient. It's usually what I do for these paintings is I do like a big wash like gradient that'll be like the background. You know, have you ever seen any one of Bob Ross's like paintings? He starts everything with a white base. So it's kind of like my version of that, where I do like a gradient of like the colors that are going on in the background, and then we add the clouds on top of it. Not that I'm comparing myself to such a legend as Bob Ross, but still, just to explain it. Yeah, and then so day 2 we just started doing like the main outline of the main shapes of the clouds that were going to be featured. And then day 3 we added in some orange bits to it, a little bit darker blues, greener blues as well. From here on out, it's mostly just like adding more colors to it, honestly, just like slowly adding to it. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. You guys are all caught up, and I'm excited to start working on it today. And yeah, so let's go. Oh no. Did you just step in paint? Sir. Sir, did you just step in paint? Why are you running? What did you... Oh no. Oh no. Yes, Coffee did step on one of my paint palettes. It was literally directly behind me, and because I have two because I have a lot of paint that I'm mixing right now, and he flat stepped in one of the paints. Oh gosh. And then I knew something was wrong when he started like immediately licking it. Oh gosh, so I had to just chase him down, and I got like a baby wipe and tried scrubbing his little paw, and he did not like that at all. But I mean, we went it's gonna be a year since we adopted them very soon. Like I think we have a couple weeks, so at least we went this far without a cat stepping in paint. I think it was only one time where Bailey, the genius that she is, Bailey, so okay, let me show you. So you know, I got this, with the paintings, there's this little ledge right here, and she's so tiny that she just like can step on this tiny little ledge. It's only a couple inches, but she just like walked across one day. She's totally just walked across the easel and got paint like all up in her tail. So I had to do the exact same thing where I had to chase her down and baby wipe her tail. Good thing the painting was fine. She was fine. I think she honestly didn't even notice because I think I was over here doing my makeup and I like saw it in the reflection of her just like walking across my freaking easel. Cats just like they just want to freaking jump and climb on everything. When they're here in the studio and I'm working, I keep an eye on them, but literally he walked in and it was like 2 seconds and he just jumped on the right here on the table. He just jumped right here, which they never do. They always go to like they either go chair to the table or they go from the ground to the windowsill. But no, they never just go straight to the table. I think because since this is pretty old, it's pretty wobbly. There you go. See, it rocks side to side pretty easy, so they don't like to go straight to it because it's almost guaranteed to shake, even though they're like super tiny. So yeah, gosh, a little casualty in the studio today. This is the pigment in question. Oh gosh. I'm thinking about possibly making prints of my work when my solo exhibition is closed and over with. I feels like I'm on a timer, like every couple months or maybe like every year. I'm like, yeah, I should do prints. I should get prints done of my work, but something always happens where, you know, a lot of work sells and I don't have work to make into prints. But if I don't sell that many pieces during this exhibition and I come back and I receive all the paintings that I put into the show, then I think that's a good body of work that I could make into prints. Well, to be honest, several years ago, back when I did not have that big of a following, like in 2019, I did get prints done of my work because I was doing like a showcase at the time. So I was like, you know what, all I have are these oil paintings, let me get some prints done. And I got prints done, not even that many, like maybe like 5 of like each design, each image. And no one bought them. No one bought them. I think I probably sold maybe 1 print of each image that I did. It was probably like 4, I believe. I don't know, it's been quite a bit. So ever since then I've been scarred. I'm like, no one's gonna buy my prints. Like, no, I did prints. I literally put like so much money into it. I'm like a little afraid how much money I want to admit that I put into making those prints. But yeah, so ever since then I've been a little bit butthurt about making prints, but that was ages ago. I probably only had maybe like 200 followers on Instagram, like maybe even if that, and now I'm like over 1,000. So that, I think that's a good jump. Like, there's probably people in there that are following me that want that would pay some money to have some little prints of mine. So yeah, look out for in a couple months when the show's closed. Maybe I'll do a couple polls on either Instagram or maybe on YouTube. I don't know how to do that on the community page, but I think you can make polls here on YouTube. And I can ask, like, oh, what kind of, like, pieces would you want to be into prints? Like, my big work, my small work, of paintings, I mean. And, yeah, how big would you want them to be? Like, would you want a poster-size print? Or would you want a postcard? Or, like, something even, like, tinier, like a sticker size, like, kind of like a business card size print? Yeah, like, so look out for that. Think about that. If you're really passionate about something right now and you tell me, I will for sure write it down. I just wanted to share that because stuff really has changed a lot, and I feel like I have a lot more choices with what I can do now that the solo show has started, because everything else has been on hold since because of it. I have said no to quite a few opportunities because I've wanted to build up work for the show. So now I'm like, okay, I can apply for work again, and I can, I can start this process of making prints and stuff like that now that the show has started. So yeah, if you have any insight to that or any thoughts, please let me know in the comments. But until then, let's just keep painting. Good morning, everyone. I'm outside of my apartment. I realized this when editing. I was like, oh wow, I hardly ever leave the apartment. That's summer for you, honestly, here in Arizona. And if you can see behind me, it's a very rare cloudy day. Crazy. I'm in the parking lot of my nana's eye doctor, and she always gives me a couple bucks for a Starbucks, and I always treat myself every time. Now that I'm pregnant, I get a tall instead of a grande because it has less caffeine in it. You know me, I really like my coffee. I love it so much. Yeah, because I'm pregnant, I have to watch how much caffeine intake I take. And the magic number is 200, I think it's milligrams of caffeine, not milliliters. You think it would be liters because it's a liquid? I don't know. I think it's milligrams. But 200 of whatever you measure caffeine in, and honestly, it hasn't been too bad to keep track of that threshold. When I first found out I was pregnant, I thought it would be like, oh my gosh, it's gonna feel like nothing because I love coffee so much. But no, actually, it's not too bad. I found out that would be like if I had tea. I've been trying to reach out and have like black tea, green tea instead. Some days, like I go every other day, coffee, tea, just to if I had coffee every single day and I was trying to keep track of that 200 mark, I feel like I would want to go over it more, if that makes sense. Well, if I make myself go coffee, tea, then the tea days I end up drinking, I know for sure that I'm drinking well within my limit. And I have to drink a lot of tea during the day to reach that 200 mark, because tea really doesn't have all that much caffeine in it per serving, funny enough. But with coffee, at least the coffee that I enjoy, I find I was able to do research and be like, oh, if I was not paying attention and I got a large coffee, then I would easily go over the limit. I think the development of our baby girl would be in jeopardy. But no, I've been really good, guys. I've been really good. So if you see me with coffee, don't worry. I've been keeping track. I'm really good at these things. And as for other food limits that I can't have while pregnant, the big one is alcohol. I can't have alcohol, which I really don't miss all that much. Plus, I mean, you can have fun without alcohol. You really can. You can. Even when I was able to drink alcohol, I might have had it maybe every 2 weeks, a couple drinks, and that's probably the most. So I really don't miss it all that much. Plus, like, not to be like a girl, but alcohol has a lot of calories in it. It really does. And especially to drink the amount that you need to get that buzz, like any sort of buzz, it's a bit of calories that you would have to drink to get to that point. I really don't miss that. I'm like, oh, I'd rather eat my calories. You know, I'd rather have, you know, a dessert and have all that sugar and stuff instead. And then it would feel more satisfying to consume it. Yeah, so it's really not that bad. Oh, you know what I do miss? I miss sushi, because you should not have uncooked food like meat, like fish. Like all your meats should be fully cooked, because it could have like different diseases and stuff in it that, you know, could harm the baby, of course. So I love sushi. I love nigiri, which is just like raw fish on top of a little rice patty, I think, yeah, a little rice patty, and then you dip it with a little bit of soy sauce, preferably, and I miss it. I really do. I don't know if it's like maybe that's like part of my craving kind of thing. Like there's something in salmon that my body really wants because I'm growing a human. Maybe that's why I miss it so much. I didn't have it like every week in sushi. Like, no, it was like, oh, like a little like date night, like treat yourself kind of thing that my husband and I would do. But now that I can't have it, I'm like, oh, I miss sushi. Specifically salmon. But I'm pretty sure that as soon as I give birth to her and she's out of me, she's not connected to me anymore, I think I can have sushi. But if I want to breastfeed her, I think I have to continue watching the caffeine content that I drink and the alcohol. Yeah, but other than those things, I really haven't had any problem with my diet. I mean, it's just stuff to look out for. Okay, yeah, those are just some thoughts, because I got my rare Starbucks coffee. I want to treat myself a little bit to celebrate. Okay, that's it. Voiceover Amita back here to talk about another thing that I'm worried about. Wow, surprise, surprise. I take these voiceovers as a chance to talk with you about what's been heavy on my mind. And this week it is getting a new car. So I have probably the world's smallest car in existence. It's a Fiat 500. Very, very tiny. And my husband has this old Toyota. It's like from 2007 or something like that. It was secondhand. Got it from a friend. But we need to get a new car because Christian's car is very old and my car is very small, and therefore we can't put a car seat in either of them. Yeah, one thing everybody's telling us that we have to do is we have to get a new car, probably trade in Christian's old car, and Christian will then use my car to drive to work, and then we'll have like a family car where we can put a little car seat in the back seat, especially at the beginning, because she's going to, be a newborn, and when you have like a newborn car seat, they want you to have them face the rear of the vehicle. I think it's all about airbag safety, that if they were to go off, she will be safe, and not like the impacts from the airbags wouldn't be like very dangerous if an accident were to happen. So I understand that this is very important, that we have to, something that we have to do, but it's just cars are so expensive. They really are, and I'm just not very excited to get a new car. If you guys have any like car type recommendations, I'd love to hear it. I really don't know too much about cars. All I know is that my one of my aunts has a pretty good car that I'm comfortable driving. It's a good size. A car seat could fit in it, so I might go with something that's similar to my aunt's car just because it's like something I'm more familiar with. Yeah, that's just what's having on my mind. If you have any tips or anything about family size cars, but not too big. I really don't like driving huge cars. Yeah, please let me know if you know anything about cars in the comments. I'd love to chat about that. Yeah, but that's what I'm thinking about this week. Wish me luck. Okay, back to painting. And it's finished. Woo! Yeah, I finished it. I really like this one. Oh, something about paintings where they have all colors of the rainbow. Like we have pinks, we have oranges, we have yellows, we even have green in there. I think that's my favorite part is a little bit of green, and purples and blues. Orange, like, did I already say oranges? Yellows? I can't remember what I said, but like, yeah, we have so many different colors in this piece, and like those are like honestly my most favorite. When I got like the complete rainbow, some paintings like if you you can even see this one back here. It's mostly just purples and blues and just like a little bit of a yellow and gold. But my absolute favorites are when we can include like all the colors of the rainbow, and it just seems like it just seems like so full and complete. I just love it so much. I think this is a really good one. Yeah, I was able to finish this in 6 days, which I'm pretty proud of myself for all the hard work that I did. I probably could have done it in 5, but like that 6th day, it just needed that like extra oomph, the extra like little tiny little brushy details, because I did work on a bigger brush for most of it, and then that last day I was like, okay, it can use just like a smaller brush to give like teeny tiny little blendy brush strokes that's like in between, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I'm just pretty proud of this one, and I finished it just in time to bring it to my solo exhibition, the Flaming Twilight Hour. So by the time you're seeing this, it's already been opened, and it's like gonna be there and hung up, and that is just crazy. Like as of right now, I only have a couple days to I gotta give the black borders, give it a wire on the back, and sign it, of course, and then it's ready to go, along with all the other paintings I have in the studio, everything else. Oop, my little lamp. Top to bottom, yeah, everything in here has got to go, and that it kind of breaks my heart how empty it's gonna be in here. But I'm so excited for this exhibition. It's just like it's whatever. I'm actually kind of excited to have like a clean slate in the studio so I can like decorate it. So look out for that video. I'm thinking maybe I'll move stuff around to try to figure out how to decorate the place without having that much work in here so it doesn't seem so empty. Yeah, I'll probably feature that in another video coming soon. Yep. Yeah, so yeah, with this painting finished, that means like the video's over. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and sticking around to the very end for the reveal. And make sure to give it a like if you did like this video and you really like this painting as much as I do. And subscribe for more painting, for more work from me. And yeah, I'll see you next time in my next video. Goodbye.